Hello friend, how are you? Welcome to Tripan Study Center. Today we are going to do the chapter of social science and highlighting each and every point of it. Let's see what is our topic today.
Climate. Climate is the most important, and here first point arrive here factors affecting the climate of India. There is a most important factors affecting the climate of India. You know that there are conservation of here Mona and Raju. Mona and Raju are the most important creature on this chapter. Where is the train? Along with the parents, they ask the question to their parents about the difference between weather and climate. But one of the fellows the passengers was a teacher, Mistress Rupas, and he explained their climate is away for a large area like a country or big regions and generally it does not be change. Like India has a monsoon climate whereas weather is the way for a smaller area like that your cities or village where it may be frequently change like a it's rain in the morning and sunny in the afternoon. Mrs. Rupa is asking them to be absorb the changes in the weather condition about the way to be similar. They realized that change it was hot and humid weather in the southern regions and slowly it's become hot and dry in the northern plain and they felt cools on their way. Then, then they were is close to be similar, and they asked the teachers the reason for it, and she explained there that there are many factors which affect the climate or weather. That is important. The next topic is important here, factor affecting the climate of India. There is a most important point here. The first of all here, location. Location is very important here. The place which are the close to equator have a high temperature. As one moves toward the pole, temperature has decreased. As our country, India is located in the northern hemisphere, closer to equator at 8 degrees and 4 Celsius there, and the 23 1 upon 2 degrees. And tropical cancer are passed through the center part of India. So, in the south of these latitudes, we find tropical climate, and toward the north, we find subtropical climate. For example, Andhra Pradesh would be hotter than Haryana, and broadly speaking, part lying south to the tropics of Cancer receive more solar heat than close lying northern of it. And the next here, distance from the sea. The distance from the sea, there is a very about here. The southern half of the Indian surrounding by the sea form three sides. The Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. Due to moderating influence by the sea, this region is neither hot in a summer nor very cold in winter. For example, the area of northern India, which are far away from the sea, has extreme types of climate, and the area of southern India, which are nearer for the sea, has a enable types of climate. We can see the variation in temperature and rainfall at different stations in the given table. The next here, altitude. Altitude is important. It means the height above the average sea level. Means their height above the average sea level. The atmosphere become a less dense and we feel a breathlessness and we go higher from their earth surface and thus the temperature also decrease with the height. For example, the cities are located on the hill are cooler like a Simla. Whereas the cities lies in their plain with have a hot climate like a Ludhiana. The next here, mountain range. The mountain range is varied about here. The mountain range also affect the climate of any region to be great extent. The Himalaya mountain is located in the northern part of our country with an average height of 6,000 meters. It's a protect our country from cold winds of Central Asia. On the other hand, there is a check the rain bearings of southwest monsoon and winds and the capital them to be said there is a moisture in India. Similarly, Western Ghat a forced rain-bearing wind to be causes heavier rainfall on the western slope of the Western Ghat. The next here, direction of surface wind. There are direction of here surface winds. The wind system also affects the Indian climate. This system consists of the monsoon wind, land and sea breezes, and the local winds also. In a winter, the winds blow from to the land to the sea, so they are cold and dry. On the other hand, in the summer, winds blow from a sea to land and bearing the moisture along with them from the sea, and they causes widespread rain on most part of the country. The next here, upper air currents. There is an important upper air currents here. Beside the surface wind, there are strong air currents called jet stream. You know that? What is a jet stream here? The beside surface wind, there are strong air current. The strong air currents called jet streams, which also influence the climate of India. And these jet streams are a narrow belt of the fast-blowing winds and localized to generally at a 12,000 meters height above the sea level. And their wearing of western cyclonics is a disturbance along with them. And these cyclonics winds originate near the Mediterranean Sea and move the eastward. One, there is a way there is a collected moisture from the Persian Gulf and studied in the northern western part of India during to the winter season. And this jet stream shift is northward during to the summer season and the below in the Central Asia. And thus there is a onset of monsoon. This is important. Let's come to the map and see there is a factor of here. On the screen here, there is the most important here. There is a map for the next question is important. There is a by the Bengal winter monsoon and eventually. The next topic is the most important here. Mechanism of monsoon. Mechanism of monsoon. The word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word is a monsoons, which is mean to the season. There is the monsoon is derived from Arabic words is a monsoons, which mean to the season. Monsoon refer to the seasonal is reversal and the wind direction during a year. During the summer, the interior part of the northern Indian plain is covering Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh are intensely hot. The daily maximum temperature in some of this part is as high as 45 Celsius to 47 Celsius. Given below to indicate their climatic diversity in India and try to understand their varying temperature that a different station in India have. That is important. The mechanism of monsoon here. The next year of temperature in Celsius and rainfall in centimeter of some important station in India. That is important here. You know that there is a stations and temperature here. There is a most important LH. There is temperature is there different time period different here. Jan, Feb, March and there is December also. And Shillong has the temperatures and rainfall given on table and daily is temperature and rainfall here. And Jaisalmer, there's most in Jaisalmer is the temperature here and the rainfall. They're important, but Shillong is a maximum rainfall is noted here. July, there is a July and June. There is June is a maximum here. Is a 476 rainfall, but temperature here a maximum 21 Celsius only. But other side there is important. The other side is daily. There is a March is very hottest day is here 34 and June is 35. There is a most important temperature table here and rainfall also. The average maximum temperature is above 33 Celsius in the month of May to Delhi. There is a May at a Delhi and the Jodhpur such as a high temperature heat up to the air of that region. Hot air arises as a low pressure area is created under it, and this low pressure is also known as the monsoon trough. It lies between the Jaisalmer in the west and Balamsore in the Odisha in the east. That is important. The average maximum temperature is about 233 Celsius in the month of May in Delhi. Delhi is also is a 35 Celsius and the Unikiri and Jodhpur also. On your map, there is a temperature of moist season, moist time. There is the most important here. Their temperature is a varied above is a low pressure trough their side, and their maximum in temperature is here a moist side. There are 46 Celsius, 45 Celsius, and 42 Celsius. There is a very high temperature on noted this in point here. On the other hand, the temperature over India is ocean is relatively is low as the water need to the more time to get heated as a compare to be land. So a relatively high pressure region is created over to the sea. And see there are map 10.2 gives a below of try to understand there is a given phenomenon. And there are thus there are difference of temperature and extent pressure over to north center India as a plain and Indian oceans. Due to this difference, air from to high pressure region of the sea and start to the moving toward the low pressure region of northern India. Thus, by their mid June to general movement of air is from the equatorial region of India and oceans to their Indian is a subcontinent, and the direction of these winds in a journal is from a southwest to northeast, and this direction is extremely is the opposite to be that of the trade. Wind northeast to southwest a prevalence during to winter India. This complete reversal of a wind direction from the northeast to be southwest and vice versa is known as a monsoon. That is important. And important here map on your screen there is a advancing southwest monsoon and temperature of June. There is important here. Here advancing the southwest monsoon and temperature of June. You know that the June's here condition is very hot, and you on your screen there is a most important show here the 42 Celsius temperature on June there is a Maharashtra side, and also 46 here Madhya Pradesh, and June here Uttar Pradesh. There is a most important show on your screen. This wind is originate over to the warm seas and therefore they contain a lot of moisture. When this moisture is laden, winds as a move over to the India subcontinent and they causing a bare, wild and separate rain throughout their India, and from June to September, 80% to 90% of the total rainfall in the India is confined to be this 4 month only. That is important. And next year, characteristics of the monsoon. That is important. Characteristics of monsoon. Monsoon are not steady winds. They are irregular in the nature affected by the different atmospheric condition. Due to regional climatic condition, sometime monsoon earlier or sometime late. That is important. There is a monsoon are not a steady winds and they are irregulars in the nature and affected the different atmospheric condition, and due to regional is the climatic condition and sometime monsoon earlier or sometime late. Monsoon are not equally distributed. Coastal area like Kerala, West Bengal and Odisha, these have heavy rainfall. A very interior region like Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, these have less rainfalls. There is a rainfall is not equally distribution here. And third point here, when the monsoon arrive, it will give a heavy rainfall which continue to be a several day, and this is known as the burst of monsoon. There is a most important question for the exam view. What is a burst of monsoon? When the monsoon arrive, it give a heavy rainfall. There is a only means is a heavy rainfall which continue to several day. Heavy rainfall continue for a several day. It's known as a burst of monsoon. And this occur mainly is a Kerala coastal where is the rich of frost. The one next topic is the most important here, cycle of season. There are cycle of season here. Our country India is enjoyed to the variety of season due to the geographical location. Our country India enjoy the variety of season due to the geographical location. Now you will be now about their season of India and their unique feature. We have a four season is mainly here. A cold weather season December to February, hot weather season March to May, and advancing south is the best monsoon season is June to September, and post deteriorating monsoon season October to November. And you will be now is more about is them to the flowing section. The next year is the cold weather season. The duration of the cold weather season is from December to February. The temperature decreases from the south to the north, and December and January are the coldest months, and there is an average temperature in the north is 12 Celsius to 15 Celsius, and the south is 25 Celsius. Fourth is the common in the northern and northwest India. There is a light rainfall in this region due to western disturbance. Higher slope of the Himalayas spreads a snowfall. During the winter season, northeast trade winds travels over to India. They blow from land to sea, and for the most part of country, it is a dry season. However, the Tamil Nadu coastal receive a winter rainfall due to these winds. A part of northeast trade is a winds blow over the Bay of Bengal. They gather is a moisture which is causing a rainfall in their coastal Tamil Nadu, while the rest of the country remain dry. In the northern part of the country, the weather is marked by the clear sky and low temperature and low humidity. The winter rainfall is very important for the cultivation of Rabi crop. There is a most important here. In the northern part of the country, the weather is marked by the clear sky and low temperature and low humidity. The winter rainfall is very important for the cultivation of Rabi crops. On your screen, there is a most important map here, a cold weather season and mean temperature of January. There is important. The temperature is varied about here are 12.5 Celsius on Punjab and Haryana side, and 15 Celsius temperature, and 17 and 24, 22 here. There is a most important map on your screen. The next year here map, there is an important here, the cold weather winds of January month. The cold winds here of weather, that is important. The coming to the here's air of Pakistan side and all over India, there is a blow here. There's an important map here. The next year, hot weather season. Hot weather season by the end of February. The temperature start rising, and so from March to the May, it is a hot weather season. We find high temperature in the plain western part of India and in the central part of the peninsular India. In the northern plain is thus there is gated a low pressure which is called monsoon toward the create here. We stand there from to the Jaisalmer in a west Rajasthan to be a Jharkhand and part of Odisha to the east. However, over India is ocean and south of the equator, high pressure belt began to develop in this season. In a northern West India is afternoon dust storm are common. There is a dust storm are common. During to the summer, very hot and dry winds blow over the northern plain. They are localized called Lu. There is the important during the summer, very hot and dry winds blow over the North Indian plain, and this is called to the Lu. Suppose there's these hot winds may be causing the heat and sunstroke. This is also a season for the localized a thunderstorm. Associated with the violent winds and severity is downpour and often come accompanied by the hail. The best in this storm is known as the Kala Baisakhi. There is a Kala Baisakhi, but it's more important. In the West Bengal, this storm is known as the Kala Baisakhi. A climate for the month of the Baisak and toward the close of summer season, and pre-monsoon shower are common, especially in Kerala and Karnataka. They help in the earlier wrapping of mangoes and are often to refer to the mango shower. That is called mango shower. And the next year, the advancing southwest monsoon season. The advancing southwest monsoon season here, after the scorching heat of summer season, people are eagerly wait for the rain which can give them to the relief. Farmers wait from the rain so that they can be prepared. There is a field for their next cropping season, Kharif. June to September are the month of advancing southwest monsoon season. By the end of May and monsoon thought there are further intense phase shifts over India due to the high temperature in the region. The general direction of the wind during this season from southwest to northeast, and these winds are strong and blow at average velocity of 30 km per hour. And this moisture, a lead and winds first hit at Andaman and Nicobar Island in the last week of May and Kerala coastal in the first week of June. With the volatile thunder and the lightnings also, and this southwest monsoon that flow in the Indian varying about a major change in its weather. Two branches of southwest monsoon originate from Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. The Arabian Sea branch obstructed by the Western Ghat and give a heavy rainfall on the western side of West Ghats. It reaches to Mumbai by the 10 June when this branch crosses the Western Ghat and reaches the Deccan Plateaus and part of Madhya Pradesh. It gives a less rainfall as it is a rain shadow region. And further this branch reach in a northern plain by the 20th June. There is also important here. The monsoon wind that move from Bay of Bengal and strike Andaman and Nicobar Island, northern state and coastal area of West Bengal and cover the whole of India by 5th of July. There cases of heavy rainfall in the region. However, quantity of rainfall decrease as they move toward the west over to the northern plain. For example, rainfall at Kolkata is 120 centimeter and Allahabad is 91 centimeter and Delhi is here 56 centimeter. You must be have seen that rainfall does not be continue for several days. The monsoon tend to be have break in its rainfall which are causing wet and dry spells. This means that a monsoon rainfall occur only a few days at a time. Rainless dry spells occur in between as the monsoon come after the hot and dry summer season. The rainfall varying down their temperature and we can see this decline in the form of 5 Celsius to 8 Celsius between mid-June and mid-July. And this is the time when many part of India face a flood also. There is a important. Many part of India face a flood also in this time. This is mainly because of heavy rainfall and over inhabited to the manage over to water resources more systematically. On the other hand, there are many areas from the experience and about their condition during this season. That's important. On your screen, there is a most important map, advancing monsoon. Advancing monsoon show you on the screen. There is a most important arrow show there is a movement. The arrow show here a movement on the map. That's important here. The next year, retreatings are post monsoon season. October and November are the month of post or retreating season monsoon. And the temperature during to September, October start decreasing in the North India. Monsoonal thought there also become a peak over to the northwest India. And this is gradually replaced by a high pressure system. The southwest monsoon winds a beacon and start withdrawing gradually from a North India planned by the November. In October to the weather remaining humidity and the warm due to continued high temperature and moisture of the land in month of October. In the northern plain, hot and humid weather become abrasive at this time. It is commonly called October heat. However, to about the end of October, temperatures start to decrease in making our night pleasant. There is a night here, very pleasant, And this is also the time of cyclonic storm. Which development in the Bay of Bengal as the low pressure of North India shift to this area. And this storm create a heavier in the coastal area of Odisha. Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, especially in the deltas of Nadis, the Godavari and Krishna rivers. On your screen here, treating monsoon here. There is a time period of September, October, and then October 15. There is a most important treating of monsoon here. The next topic is important here, distribution of rainfall. There is a most important distribution of rainfall. The rainfall in India is a highly uneven over to the period of time in a year. As we have moved from east to the west in the northern plan, we observe that in the central India rainfall is a decrease. In a peninsular region, India has a rainfall decrease from a coastal to the entire part. In the northeast India, the rainfall increasing with altitude. India is a unique example of rainfall distribution which a mark a contrast is the both on the rainiest and a rest place for the world are localized in India itself. Can you think why? Particularly is the variation in the rainfall in India can be shown under the following heading. Observe the given map and find out the state under the given category. There is an important category here. The first category here, area of heavy rainfall. Area of heavy rainfall. The heavy rainfall here more than 200 centimeter. The maximum rainfall in India is occurred in the western coastal, sub-Himalayan region of northeast, Kargaro, Khassis and Jaintia Hill of Meghalaya. There is a maximum rainfall is received here. And the next year, the area of moderate rainfall. The moderate rainfall means is 100 centimeter to 200 centimeter. Area receiving 100 or 200 centimeter rainfall in India includes some part of the Western Ghat and the west of Bengal, Odisha, Bihar and many states. There is a receive here rainfall moderate is 100 to 200 centimeter. That's important. And the next year, area of low rainfall. Area of low rainfall means 60 to 100 centimeter. And this is the reason for low rainfall, which include part of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, entire Deccan Plateau. Here, a low rainfall, 60 to 100 centimeter. And the next year, area of adequate rainfall. There is a less than 60 centimeter. The less than 60 centimeter, and this region of scant rainfall and the western part of Rajasthan and Gujarat and the Ladakh south central part of receive rainfall less than 20 centimeter. There is a very amazing here. The area in equator rainfall less than 60 centimeter. There are part of rainfall here. Rajasthan, Gujarat, Ladakh, south central part of receive there are less than 20 centimeter rainfall. On your screen, there is the most important India annual rainfall. There is the dark blue color is above the 200 centimeter represent here. You know that there is show on your screen the Meghalaya areas the maximum here 200 centimeter, but the Kerala, Maharashtra, Mumbai there is important. There is a 200 above here. The Mumbai is receive here a 400 630 rainfall here, and the other side is a light blue here a maximum Bihar and the Madhya Pradesh, and the other side here there is a 100 to 200 centimeter rainfall here, and other is a 60 to 100 centimeter is the maximum here. The important Rajasthan area recognize here, and also is the Gujarat, and below to the 60 there is almost a Rajasthan. You know that examiner is asking the many type of question, the higher rainfall and lower rainfall. The next topic is the most important here, social cultural life. There is an important here, social cultural life here. You are now well aware about the cycle of season, but a second thoughts come to our mind that do the relationship between the season and our life. Are they so important that they affect our life? The answer is a yes. The answer is here yes. They do. They do affect our social and cultural life. As India is an agricultural country, the main economical activity of agriculture is totally dependent on the cycle of season. The time of Kharif crops is advancing monsoon season and harvesting is a post monsoon season. And Rabi crop is growing to winter and Jayat crop is at the end of the winter season. And flood drought are hindrance in the economical growth of nation. Our economic is agro-based economy. There is the most important social cultural life here depended. All our activity are relative with their season. As the winter season come to the day become a shorter and we start purchasing a wooden clothes, groundnut, element and the calories rich food because very important in our diet. In spirit of cold weather, people celebrate many festivals like Makar Sankranti in many states, Lodi in Punjab, and Pogal is Tamil Nadu, and month of January. Basant Panchami is also celebrated in the month of February, in which people pray to God harvest. And summer season is the very dry but remained as a juicy fruit, ice cream, and variety of drink. What are the fruit available in this season? Holi and Baisakhi are the main festival of the season. And by the end of the summer, farmer start to preparing their field so there can be a welcome to the rain. This is a time when the people of Kerala celebrate Onams, which is the coincide with there is a harvest season. And post monsoon season harvesting time, it is also festival time of the Sahara, Durga Puja, and Diwali, which are celebrated all over the India. Our next topic is the most important here, global environmental change and it is the impact of Indian climate. There is a most important topic here, global environment change and its impact on the Indian climate. After studying the lesson, you must be have understood that India is fortunate to have a four clear season: summer, winter, spring, monsoon. There is a four season here: summer, winter, spring, and monsoon. However, this day one can notice disturbance in the cycle of season. This is due to the global warming, which is a warning topic of today as world. It has a significant political, social, and economical impact that may affect the almost every aspect of our lives and lifestyle. The global warming has a serious impact on the world as a climate, and the Indian cannot escape it. And do not you think that it is important for everybody to be now about it and thinks how each one of us can be contribute in reducing its stand. That is the most important here, or climate here. Let us just understand what is the global warming. Global warming there is important during their last decade of urbanization, industrialization, and population growth. The atmosphere has been polluted. Human activity increased the amount of carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons, CFC, and other dangerous gases. About 51% of the solar energy is absorbed by the earth as a surface, and which increase its temperature. The rest of the heat is reflected is back into the atmosphere, and this help in maintaining temperature. But now, due to the pollution, some of the reflected heat is trapping by greenhouse gases. GHGs is the mainly carbon dioxide. It has increased the temperature of the earth as a surface, and there is evidence to be shown that the carbon dioxide level are still increased. Many countries have signed conventions to reduce GHGs under the UN framework. However, the current international agreements are still not effective enough to prevent the significant change in a climate. We already know that 70% of the Indians are working in the agriculture sector. The 70% Indians are working in agriculture sector, and any change in a temperature will be have on rise effect on the agriculture, and this will be have a serious social and economic impact on India. After reading their chapter, we can clearly see that a climate play a very important role in the human life. Our food, our festival, and our economics, everything is closely linked with the cycle of season. If the season are favorable, human life will be a good and comfortable. Since the state of the weather affecting to agriculture, health, and transportation sector, it is important that all of us make some change in our lifestyle to reduce chlorofluorocarbon and other harmful gases. There is important